Our hot hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Into the Geekdom. As usual, we have our wonderful Canadian host, Chef Mike. And tonight
Hello,
we
everyone.
actually have one of Mike's friends of 15 years, was it?
Yeah, something
15
like that.
years.
Sasquatch. He
Not really
is,
sure
Oh,
why.
yeah.
But
he is a graphic designer.
hmm
Now,
yes.
is that your full-time job or?
Believe it or not, I've managed to make a pretty penny off of graphic design. A full-time job for a big-time company. Enjoy it, love it, list it. It's my gig.
Well,
Have you always been into graphic design? I'm pretty sure you have been.
Ever since I was a young man, I knew I was into some sort of art or form of art, but not quite with a brush or with a pen. More to do with something different, right? For me, it was graphics, but you learn about different artists, the starving artists, of course, and you're like, well, what is it to make a living if your passion can't even bring you a buck? So, going into marketing, going to graphic design, it was an easy choice for me. It's always been a thing.
Yeah, I feel like definitely it's always been your thing. Like, and for you, it's not like you're necessarily the idea guy, but they bring you the ideas, and you're able to bring their ideas to light. People that are not
Absolutely.
as talented in that way.
Yeah, it's just like people who can't visualize for themselves. I have the imagination and the audacity to kind of just push ideas forward and just make sure they're brought to light.
so basically, if I brought you a thought, you'd be able to bring it to life.
Well, it depends what the thought is, of course. Like if you need a brochure, a logo, some sort of a digital art. I'm pretty good at illustration, but I wouldn't say I'm the best. But I would be able to bring it to life. It depends what you need.
Especially if you bring a basic drawing, I think Jeff is able to like more tell you what you should get or what you need.
But it's more than that. It's like if you have a basic idea, we'll say you want to get a nice business card, but you want it to look like retro '80s, flashy, and just company-rific. I would be able to kind of say,
Company-rific.
yeah, maybe
You need a
push
coin
away
that.
from the company-rific kind of thing, and
Glenn, thank you
we'll
for the
go for a
hydrate.
more modern look. Just guide you along a path that might actually be a little bit better for what you're doing.
Right. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's true. So you also do marketing with your graphic design then, or you help people do marketing.
Well, I don't help people do marketing. I do the marketing, right?
Okay.
I do the advertising.
I was gonna say,
The marketing,
basically, it sounds like
yeah.
somebody comes to him and says, I want to sell, you know, Mike's OnlyFans page."
Oh,
I thought we were
Oh.
going there.
oh my
You know
goodness.
what? That's the only thing I
I
can
have
think
been
of.
selling Mike's OnlyFans page for about 13 out of the 15 years I've known him. There are many things
I
he
like
has
how you
done
were
with his
careful to
feet.
make sure I was of age. When you did that addition.
Well, Mike, we are not working in such a playground to please pedophiles. We're working
Stop.
in
Stop.
the legal area.
No.
We're working in the legal area. Okay. So
Any-
basically, you're selling me as an NFT. Is what you're telling me?
Well, not quite an NFT because that's a picture.
What
You
Pandora's
work
box
in
have I opened?
moving pictures, Mikey. Moving pictures.
In the movie pictures.
Yes, in the moving pictures.
But anyways, they come to you and you basically make them the brochure that says why they should go to this page.
Well, yeah, it's in a perfect world it's that simple, but it's not always that simple. Sometimes we get people who have like just really bad ideas. Everyone has a bad idea once in a while, right?
I have many.
Some people are like, I want to make this big cacti logo. You know what? Let me give you a real world kind of thing that I went through.
Okay.
Sure.
So, jeez, I have to think. I have to think way back for this one. So this guy wanted to make a company called Tivana. Tivana doesn't exist anymore. Okay. And the whole thing was it was like you've reached a state of nirvana except with tea. So his idea is going like I don't want to be insulted, but like hippie centric, creative colors all over the place, sunshine. It's like design without purpose. Like everything's all over the place.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I can tell you that's just bad advertising, right? Just bad marketing.
Yeah.
Like, come over here and you'll drink something and you'll get colorful and hopefully it's not THC. But it's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not just my job to say like, okay, this is a bad idea. It's
You
my
gotta
job
restrain
to
them
kind
a
of,
little bit too. Like,
yeah.
I like some of the ideas, but we can't do all of it.
It's to show the realm of possibility, what works and what doesn't work. It's like, okay, if you do this, this is going to be the outcome, and I create that idea for them. But I also come up with a few more concepts. This is what I think it might be if we took all your ideas and maybe made them into a concept that was more linear. And then I might take a third concept and say, well, this is what my idea of your concept might be. If we were to make a Tivana and just kind of create something that will look like this. In the end, he went for the crossroad idea, his idea, my idea, put together with a more linear substrate. So he always had like some control, but he had more of a marketing narrative instead of like that whole kind of creative mess.
Yeah.
But we were able to create him a logo, business cards, website, just build everything. It's crazy.
Because if you look at like the best companies of advertising and marketing, they only have one or two colors, and that's it.
Yeah.
But they make them pop. Like McDonald's, golden arches and red. That's it.
And a clown.
The difference in aging between like all these just different brands and how they've evolved. You look back at 1980s McDonald's, it's got all these crazy and wild shapes and all this kind of stuff. And then you're going a little bit more modern, it's getting more simpler, right? Like everything looks illustrative, still only a little while, but it's all in the background now. But now everything's like, we know these brands. We got Microsoft, we got McDonald's, we got KFC. Like even KFC has modernized down to just KFC, Simple Colonel Sanders. We all know what that is, especially with Apple just minimizing. They iPhone right here, just small Apple. There's nothing underneath it.
It seems like it's gone since the 80s and 90s. Now we're in the 2010s and 20s. It's more simplified,
right?
And it just works. And I think what his idea would have worked 20 years ago, but not now.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, you've basically with McDonald's, you've basically gone from Hamburglar, Grimace,
just
the
cafe,
chicken nuggets to
I mean,
the arches.
Branding in general is such an important thing these days. I mean, if you think about it, it's like your name. When I say Mike, Chef Mike, what is Chef Mike? What does Chef Mike look like? What does he stand for? Obviously, he's a cook. He creates things, right?
Right.
But looking at his own logo, he has a nice little kind of like a chef hat guy with a mustache and everything like that. It's easy to see what he is, right? It's his brand. It's his
honestly,
thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I found that picture and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of similar to what Disguised Toast does. Very simple, toast, mustache, glasses. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with using something that was inspired by somebody else.
And I could always get one actually done that's like my personal trademark looking thing.
This PNG that I'm using currently, I made it originally off Pick Crew, which is basically just you go through, design a character, and then I gave it to my friend who does art, and she added the horns, the wings, the flames on the shirt, recolored the hair.
She's great.
Yeah,
she's great.
Gaming Devil is great.
But yeah.
Oh, Gaming Devil?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Absolutely. I would say there are different levels of logos. I would say a more simpler logo is just it's a general logo, right? But when it comes up to a little bit more of a detail, it becomes an emblem, right? Like if you decide to use yours to represent your channel, and I'm sure of course you do, that would be more considered of an emblem, but an emblem is usually more just kind of complicated things put together. You might see a tree, you might see waves and everything like that. It gets quite complex. It's quite neat. You'll see a lot of barbershops using a lot of emblems because a big trend in them, at least from what I know and what I've experienced, is like they're bringing home an old-fashioned style with a modern twist, right?
Right.
Today's
True.
brand new hipster or something like that.
It's basically hipster branding, but it works for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't mind going into an old-fashioned barber shop, getting my hair cut by a hipster. They know what they're doing.
Damn
So
straight.
you also do, like, the last few years you've been doing 3D printing too.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of 3D printing.
Ooh.
Do people
I've-
ask you for certain things?
Well, yeah, actually, I've made parts for like computer cases. I've been on certain TV channels where I've made like just feet for their posts. The company I work for, a lot of decking, right? So what ended up happening is we put the decking down, and they kind of cut a circle around some of the posts. So we're like, okay, now we got these big, ugly circles around the posts and the decking. What do we do to cover it up? So what I did was I went home and I designed and 3D printed a foot, like a post foot, fit around the post, two pieces come together. I sanded it down, I spray painted it. It's been there for about a year and a half now. It's still standing strong. Like all the PLA. The problem is though, like if you take a material like PLA, 3D printing is done with plastics, of course.
Right.
And sometimes rubbers, actually, something like TPU, which is used in car parts, and you'll find it like on bumpers and all that kind of stuff. PLA, if it's left out in the UV, can actually just rot. So you need something to cover it. And by rot, I mean usually the material degrades over time, right? Like any kind of plastic, except not as fast. But it's very strong, resilient. You get pretty great detail, and I mean, I've made things from like X-wings to Mandalorian masks to well, a full Mandalorian helmet, Pikachu's, Squirtles,
cool.
vases,
Nice.
everything.
Have you ever got anything like?
Absolutely.
Have you ever got any like weird requests?
I've gotten one from my girlfriend. Be right back. This is great.
Oh my god. Why am I scared all of a sudden? Why why am I scared all of a
Yes,
sudden?
is it May May?
May May.
Yeah, we would definitely love to have you on. Like we'll talk to anybody really.
Oh yeah.
So this isn't weird in the sense that
Why am
look,
I
just
scared?
pulled up- this isn't weird in the sense like, oh look, I'm pulling up a vibrator. You won't believe how big it is. No, it's weird in the sense that my girlfriend's not really a big nerd. She plays video games and stuff like that. She's really good, but she wanted me to print her a Pikachu, a really cute one.
Okay.
Oh, what the
So this thing, the first one I had when I did this, I had to heavily modify my printer. I was
He
able
looks-
to just I crushed the head in because the print was so weak. So I upgraded it with springs, right?
It looks
to
like you
kind of
made Ugandan Pikachu.
Oh my god. May May, to answer your question, Mike is a multi-animal parent.
Yeah, I have a lot.
But anyways, back to the Pikachu.
So the original Pikachu I had that was that big, a little bit bigger. On a lot of 3D printers, the springs they give you are very weak. I didn't know that springs even played a kind of a big part. They help balance the print bed, right?
Right.
So I upgraded the springs to a more kind of thicker, durable thing. So, you know, the screws at the bottom. I'm being careful to watch my words because bad things can happen. But anyways, the springs at the bottom, they were weak. They were just kind of going down over time. That's a 3-day print. And I could literally crush its head in to nothing. And matter of fact, I did. So I upgraded the springs. And then this thing here, like, nothing breaks. I can squish the head with all my strength. Like, I'm trying my best to crush
It's a bit of a process.
it is a process. It is
Now-
a process.
How long did it take to print?
Print that?
Yeah.
3 days and 25 hours.
Ooh, god
Or-
damn.
25 minutes. Sorry, 3 days, 25 minutes.
I was gonna say,
But
so you know, 26 days.
yeah. But I mean, 3D printing in itself is not like a short process.
No.
I have a guitar pick, right, that I printed, and it says "Dick" on it. Dick pick. Haha, funny, right?
Right.
So it was this big, kind of really thin, average
I'm
guitar
gonna
pick. It took
I'm
about
gonna say
half an hour to print.
yeah.
Half an hour.
So yeah, I
Not a
mean,
lot.
depending on, I mean, like I know people that do 3D printing,
Mhm.
and you know, so I know that depending on the size and complexity of what you're printing, depends on just how long it takes.
Yeah, like honestly, like part of our cafe, I'm gonna talk to Jeff about how different designs and stuff to help us with it. Because like, I'd be interested in getting some 3D prints off of him of certain things, but Yeti wants to talk to him about it at some point in the future.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't mind a
it's
pipe.
it's not just size and shape, but it also
Yeah.
plays into like geometric patterns. Like I have this geometric vase that I've printed for like everybody. Looks fun, right? So what it is it's like a spiral that kind of goes up, and each part of the vase kind of has like planes that go in like this, and it goes like bump, 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 bump in a kind of like a spiral motion. It's hard to imagine, but because the vase is built that way, any other vase that was about 9 inches tall and like 4 inches fat, like that thing is, would take about a half a day, like 3/4 a day to print. But because of that, because it's built that way, it takes about 4 hours. Like it's short, so simple geometry really kind of makes the print a little bit faster as well. It's quite interesting.
I mean, it is.
It actually is, honestly. We're getting different things that we normally haven't been getting on the show, which is good. I like having the variety, so that's why I wanted you on.
So,
But
Absolutely.
what's
you
the?
are a big geek.
Eh,
Go ahead, Dev. You can go ahead.
well, I
Dev.
was gonna. I mean, still on the 3D printing. What's the biggest thing
Sure,
you
go
ever
ahead.
printed?
Oh,
Oh.
biggest thing I've ever printed was that that's hard. So my machine can print about 8 inches wide and about 12 inches tall. Okay.
Okay.
Biggest thing I've ever
good.
printed was a double-sided Death Star.
Dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For the width, like, and I'm not talking about the one that Mike's thinking about, because the one that I printed that Mike's thinking about, it was a miniature Death Star about this big,
That
and
was
I
cool.
put a stargazer in it and ran a cord out the other side. You plug it in, it projects stars onto the ceiling, red stars, right?
Dude, that's
So it
fucking awesome.
Works like a laser beam. But this one actually, it was for one of my good friends a little while ago, and it was pretty massive. When it was done, the thing stood about like 15 inches tall, and then I had to print it in 4/4, okay? Because, like I said, 8-inch limit, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was, it's tall as it is wide. That's like humongous to me, because I've never done anything like that. The only problem was, though, the seams. You put these things together, you glue them together, you're gonna see seams, right?
Right.
So I had to fucking get a, excuse my language, I had to get a sander out
You're fine.
and just, okay, and smooth everything. Like I glued it together with Gorilla Glue, and I just smoothed it with a 120 grit sander. Thing looks
Okay.
beautiful. Holy shit.
I think Dev needs a skull like that.
I like that keeps going through my brain. Like I need like a skull or something here.
Well, I mean, like, if you want like a skull pencil holder, like, I mean, 3D printing, honestly, it's about printing objects, but it's also about how well you can print objects. I have a very common like Ender 3 Pro, but the Ender 3, well, sorry, Ender 3. The Ender 3 is like extremely customizable. It still has one of the biggest communities like out there. If you want to begin to learn on a printer, the Ender 3 is ideal. For me, it's kind of growing a bit old because I know a whole lot more than I did when I began.
Right.
But
Naturally.
like I've modded it so like it had a very basic screen, gave it a touch screen, gave it a new board, so the motors are very loud when you first buy an Ender 3. Like
Dev, I just read that.
yeah. The motors themselves, like, it's 16 degrees of movement out of 255. So that's not even silent stepping. Silent stepping is like moving little bits. This one's like just moving just big fucking yards when it can like tiptoe across it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've literally just new motherboard. It's silent. New fan. You can't hear it. Like it's sitting like printing and shit like that. And I could be sitting right across the table and it's not interrupting my TV time at all.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
So Dev just messaged me. Now he's understanding the 3 different accents from all 3 Ontario people, me, Yeti, and yourself. And I think now he knows that all 3 of our accents.
Why you gotta
Okay.
Why you gotta bring it up, man? Why you gotta bring it up?
Okay. I have never ever heard this. So please explain to me what the accents are and what my accent is.
Well, with you and Yeti, he can get the boot part a lot more clearly than with me.
And then,
Did I say a
Because-
boot? What's all this a boot, eh?
but see now, here's the thing.
It's not quite as bad as Yeti. Yeti, he's a country boy, a boot.
And then, of course, Mike likes to give me shit about my Boston accent when it comes out.
Hey, I'm walking here.
No, that's New York.
Oh, New York.
That's New York.
He's the car keys, okay?
Oh God, you really want me to do it, Mike?
Yeah, do it. You can't offer me food on the plate and say don't eat it.
Well, now, if we're talking about food, you're talking to the right guy, because I'm fat. I'm from Boston. We got the Boston baked beans, Boston cream pie. Go to Harvard Yard, get us some, yeah. But,
holy shit.
Yeah, he literally messaged me. He's like, he's killing me with these boots. I'm like, yeah.
I'm sorry, yo. Like, what can I say? You got the boots coming out, and I'm just over here like, God, I hope my Boston don't come out.
I told you we all had different accents.
I'm seriously sitting here thinking to myself, I hope my Boston doesn't come out, but if it does, I know Mike's gonna jump on me.
It's quite interesting how like different regions have different regional dialects.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Jeff and I are from the same region.
15 years, baby.
So Mike's just ashamed and has taught himself not to talk Canadian.
It's not like regional region. Like I'm from a more of a bougie culture of Ontario.
Ooh, Mike's bougie.
Mike's more French.
There's also that too. I have the French influence as well.
He's more French. If he's told you his real name, then
yes,
he knows.
He has.
He's fantastic.
I've typed it in the chat last show, and the guest was like, "What the hell is that?"
Jesus. Wait, there's a chat?
Yeah,
it's on the Twitch.
We are streaming. Way to pull a pen. Way to pull a pen, Mike.
Okay. To be fair, he's never on Twitch, so he probably didn't even realize we had a chat on it.
I mean, we are streaming.
I'm not even on Twitch now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to read the chat. We can read it for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there are any questions out there that you want to ask or anything you want to know about Mike, I'll push it forward.
Oh, that too. We can probably get to that towards the end, though.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you're a big fan of, like, I know 2 games for sure you're a big fan of, and you've always been a big fan of.
Oh my God, yeah.
Resident Evil or Devil May Cry. Those are always your go-to.
Okay. So, you have no idea about Devil May Cry.
No, I don't. Not really.
My Devil May Cry, like the collection I have is extensive. There are comic books, okay, and these were made like by Dreamweave. They are only 1, 2, and 3 different comic books.
What's up, Yuri?
I have 7 different cover variants for the first one. 7 of the first one. I have 4 of the second one, and then I have 2 of the third one. And I got them all for $50, and I searched for like months, fucking months.
Don't you have a sword too?
Yes, I have a gigantic sword. Neuro's sword to be specific, the Red Queen for any of those who are a fan of Devil May Cry 4.
Okay, there you go.
Found it on Kijiji, $250. Came with a plaque. It's hung in every room I've been in.
It's true. I've seen it everywhere you've been, like literally everywhere.
I have taken the hammer drill. I'm terrible with tools. A hammer drill ruined 2 walls and put it up. And now it's hanging from the current wall, and there are holes in that wall that you can't see behind the plaque.
So when you move, you might get shit for it.
When I move, I am definitely losing my deposit.
See, he says that, and I'm just over here like looking around my room, silently counting to myself.
Collection, and then he's also got like a big collection of Assassin's Creed going on too.
I have every Assassin's Creed game now. Usually when people say like, okay, I have every game in here, and then they have like all the mainstream. No, I have.
He has every minutia of the series.
All the games.
Very nice.
Even the ones you don't hear about. I got a PlayStation 4 version with all the cell phone mobile games on it. Why?
Ooh.
Couldn't tell you. It was
If
just
he
there.
wants to.
I want it. I saw it sitting
You know
on
what?
the Walmart shelf. I'm like, ooh.
Hey, you know what, man? You're talking to somebody who at this point has over 75 skulls throughout his house.
Oh yeah, Dev showed me. It's a
and
lot.
most of them are in my room within arm's reach.
Yeah.
What kind of skulls you got? What kind? Like, are they cow skulls, human skulls, like
I've got a little
Pokemon
bit of.
skulls?
I was gonna say I got a little bit of everything, but none of them are real. You know,
I'd
as
hope
much
not.
as
They're
much as
from
I
my enemies.
as much as I would love to have a real cow skull,
They're
but
they're from
I've
all
got
those Italian assassinations.
I've got friggin' these things on my one shelf called furry bones. They're little skeletons dressed up in animal outfits. I've got an incense holder. I have one.
He's got like a little bit of everything.
I have a tin that's shaped like a sugar skull that had candy in it.
Don't you have like little lights too? Their skulls.
Yep.
I was going to say I know a place down in the Corthers or the Muskokas. It's pretty far away from here, but a lot of people know it. Giant
far for him.
robots made out of metal, like repurposed shit. But
Yeah.
they have taken cow skulls and repurposed them into art and just super polished everything.
I do know that place. It's actually really cool.
It is. It is.
They're like hipsters, but like I don't know. They collect a lot of really cool things. They find them from like roadkill or whatever, and they just repurpose them.
Well, not quite as hillbilly as Mike puts it out to be, but
No, not quite.
if anyone knows what I'm talking about, I really recommend going down there. It's fantastic. Had a fun time.
Or in Dev's case, up there.
I was gonna say that. That's
Very,
a
very
bit of
far
a
up there.
that's a bit of hike. Bit of a
Bit of a
hike.
trek for Dev, since he is in Baston after all. So
I'm in Boston.
Hey, I'm still waiting for Mike to get his ass in gear and come down here.
I know. I do want to go down to Boston. It's 100% on my list to go down. Yeti and I are gonna try to go down together, I think.
Cause like I said to him, let me know when, and I'll fucking take him around Boston.
Oh, because Boston's got a lot of history I'd love to see.
Oh fuck
Now
it.
I have a terrible question.
Oh god.
Okay.
Are the Boston creams any better in Boston than they are
100%.
in Tim Hortons?
I'd imagine 100% they are.
Dude,
Yeah.
Tim Hortons, I hear is trash compared to Boston.
Well,
Oh,
I hear
yeah.
I hear
I
Dunkin'
bet.
Donuts is also a toilet bowl away from Tim Hortons.
It's basically their American Tims. That's all it
I
is.
I'll put it to you this way. I walk about 10, 15 minutes because I'm slow and fat. I can get to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
It's like us in the city, Jeff, where we can literally walk to Tim Hortons 5 minutes away.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
Like
It's the same difference.
so Dunkin' Donuts on every quarter, basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
There
It's like
because
it's like us in the city.
okay, so I can literally drive to 4 different Dunkin' Donuts and be back home all in the span of a half hour.
There's
Holy shit.
remember this, Jeff? There was a block I used to live in
Mhm.
where there's a Tim Hortons in every corner of that same block within
Oh
5 minutes of
my-
each other.
I've
in North Oshawa.
so I've
They're all right
tried
there.
I've tried to watch a couple YouTubes of Canadians explaining the taste of Dunkin' Donuts in comparison to Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Because I hear about this every time my cousin Kevin lives in Arkansas, and he's always talking about, oh, Dunkin's awesome. He comes back, he tries Tim's, and he's like, not that good. Are you able to describe the taste of Dunkin' Donuts to us? What does Dunkin' Donuts actually
I love how this is the
taste
one
like?
thing he wants to know.
Of all the things he wants to know.
Of all the things, like, I want to hear it from an American citizen. I want to hear, like, I've had Tim's all my life. I've maybe had Starbucks, which makes me a little bit of a snooty asshat, but I want to hear what Dunkin's is like.
But see, here's the big issue. I have not actually had a donut from Dunkin' Donuts in quite a long time, just because of my diabetes.
I had no idea.
So,
Okay.
no, how would you know? You just met me
Yeah.
like, what, hour ago?
About 45 minutes ago.
45 minutes.
No, it's about an hour now.
Okay. We've been friends for an hour, and that hour has brought more meaning to my life than anything I've
I
ever
mean,
had.
we definitely had an interesting conversation before the show started.
It's basically, hi, how you doing? Shut up, shut up, shut up! You're too loud on your mic.
Yeah, Yeah, that's pretty much how that went.
And that's usually how I meet people. You should see me on an off day.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, Jeff, how did we meet? Speaking of you being loud, obnoxious to first meetings.
Oh God.
Okay, so for all those out in TV land or streaming land, you have to know first of all, who am I? Sasquatch, Jeff. I am a loud, obnoxious idiot, but I managed to make it funny. Okay, I'm not your average Canadian because I'm under average. I don't perform very well. However, I have known Mike for the better part of 15 years, which makes me an even underperforming Canadian because I've had the misprivilege of knowing him. Let's begin. The setting is a beautiful sunny day. I'm with a common friend of ours. His name is Eric. Let's call him Eric because he's a rap star.
Oh God.
No, but okay.
Okay. Anyways, so we're sitting in the back seat, and Eric's like, "This is a friend of mine. His name is Mike Charbonneau." So normal people would say hi. They'd maybe give each other a handshake. They might exchange a couple of complimentary words, or, just how are you doing? What are you into? Get to know each other's.
I love how he sets it up.
Well,
yeah, he's setting up very nicely.
This is where the weird things happen. Okay, you guys, this is where it happens. This is the magic. First words to each other. Do you like being loud? Yes. How about we play the Tourette's game? We proceed for the next 30 minutes of driving in Eric's car because he lives in the middle of bumfuck nowhere to yell obscenities out the window. As
Mostly
loud as we
him.
can.
I was not participating much in this.
Mike is a liar. He is a filthy, dirty, cheating
I
whore.
said one thing, felt really bad, and then Jeff
He yelled out the
it.
window louder than I could because that's the whole point of the Tourette's game. It's who's the loudest.
I did it once, and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Get this, in about 15 rounds, he won. He out-yelled me. He was very loud.
I am a very loud person.
And that's generally how we met, but we clicked. Many nights hanging at his house, I slept on his couch. Now get this, in his current situation, he's been living in his house for 10 years. Prior to that, I knew him for 5 years, okay? Every night I went to sleep over or crash because, those boozy nights, those fun nights at your friends playing video games. I slept on this crappy little pull-out single one-chair seater, lazy boys. For about 9 of 10 years, going to his house currently, I decided to sleep on the chairs, although 5 of those years I was offered a bed.
And he never took it.
Never took it. It's just old habits die hard.
Well,
that's the kind of friendship I have.
I mean, my only question to that is, was it an offer to share a bed with Mike?
No,
because I would probably say no as well.
No, we have a spare room. We've always had a spare room. I've lived
due to Mike's gaseous disposition. Due to Mike's gassy disposition, I would probably say no or relinquish the opportunity. Because I'm afraid I would be blown out of bed.
Also, like 10 years ago,
one of his massive stinkers. I'm not done, Mike. I'm sorry. One of his massive stinkers could bring down the property value of a whole block. he is a really, really stanky farter. However, it was for a separate bed, but the couches were very comfortable. I asked Mike for a blanket and a pillow. It was brought to me, and it was in front of a big screen TV, which to me is.
I was gonna say
positive,
works for me.
Exactly. Got a bag of chips, got a bottle of Coke, I'm good to go.
Got a big-ass TV, works for me.
Exactly.
I mean, personally, I can't sleep without my TV on, because I need that background noise to basically keep my brain occupied.
Plus, upstairs in that bedroom is Mike's foot OnlyFans studio, so I really couldn't take the opportunity to sleep there. Weird things have happened.
You really shouldn't have told him about it, Mike.
I should have told him anything about it.
Let's be honest. You knew or should have realized the moment you told him anything to do with it.
Yeah,
you were fucked. You were fucked.
Yeah, you're sorry, Mike. This is going all the way. There's going to be so much lore. You guys are going to learn so much by the end of this.
So much lore.
So much lore in store for all you guys. Let me know if anybody has any questions. I'll be willing to answer them.
What's
in an
What's
appropriate
really
context,
interesting
of
is
course.
they're gonna find out lore about Mike and his fake OnlyFans, and yet they don't even know the backlore of me.
Fake OnlyFans.
They don't even
true.
know Devlin's backstory.
Maybe one day
Gwen,
we'll have to
thank you for that
experiment
hydrate.
So, so Jeff, uh, what's your earliest gaming memory? Like, how far back does your love for games go?
Okay, so you're asking an age-old question, right? I'm
I mean, we
about.
are of age, yes.
I'm in my 30s, so I know quite a bit. My earliest, if you're talking about my earliest gaming memory, just in general, not experience but memory, my parents used to have an original Pong game. Okay, it was an
Nice.
RC connection. You plugged it right into the back of your old rabbit ear TVs,
Yep.
and then you'd have two dials like a ColecoVision dial on top,
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 on the bottom with a pound and other key, I think. Like I'm remembering back to when I was like 2 or 3, so it's going to be
Yeah.
a bit fuzzy. But it was all wood paneled and stuff, and we'd plug it in, and it worked for maybe like 3 days, and boop, boop,
It was already 30 years old by that point.
yeah, like it was that thing was like old. But we're talking about my gaming experience. So Mike recently purchased something off of me that absolutely proves my love for it, okay? My original
True.
gaming experience was the Super Nintendo. I played the Nintendo a lot,
Yep.
but the Super Nintendo was truly the first console I bought. So when I was a kid, okay, my parents were very like, we're not gonna buy our kids like a gaming system. I never had a gaming system when I was a kid. I got one. First one when I was 11 was a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Blue. I still have both.
Very
Okay,
nice.
I have.
Really?
Yeah, that
Why
Pokemon
does that
Blue, you see when
surprise
you
you
come to
so
my house?
much?
It's like I keep my original one, but new stuff isn't
I
really
didn't know that. I
as
didn't know
big a
that was
deal.
like. I didn't know you had that for like 30 years. I didn't know that. Or 20
Honestly,
years.
like, I still have my OG fucking gray green screen Game Boy.
Yeah, I got one of those too. But anyways, my first love was Super Nintendo. Game Donkey Kong. And I
Nice.
played Donkey Kong
Well-
with my friend Stefan at his house. Best friend since kindergarten.
OG
And
OG Donkey Kong Country, or
OG,
Okay.
and number two.
just
both.
checking, just checking.
Right. Then it has to be Super Mario All Stars, Bart Simpson Dream Adventures, and
Bart
then
Simpson Dream Adventures.
I don't know the name. That's what I called it because it was
good,
all in
though.
Bart's Dream, right? And then Super Mario World, of course, that's a staple.
I mean, that's
right?
a staple. That you can't talk about Super Nintendo without, Mario World.
Yeah. Sure.
So the reason why I said Mike bought something off me is previously I had modded a Switch to look like a Super Nintendo. I called it the Super Nintendo.
I was gonna say he
And-
showed us.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was like I've been obsessed. I have my own Super Nintendo. I have Super Nintendo collections. But like I've always been obsessed with that just one system. And if you want to talk about recently, the thing that made me feel like the coolest kid on the block, when I was a kid, the gaming system I've always wanted. I saw a commercial for a Sega Dreamcast, and I saw it could do all these cool things.
Yep.
Like I've heard about the Sega Saturn. I had a Sega Genesis over at my great grandfather's, but I was like, a Sega Dreamcast. That is the coolest thing
Fucking
for
Sonic
me.
Adventures right there.
Didn't get it. Okay. Recently I bought a real 3DO. Okay, like old system, really old.
A fucking 3DO.
Yeah. You ever seen one of those?
Yes.
So I had one of those in my hand.
I'm a little jealous.
I sold that.
You're a
Used the money
dumbass.
to
I was
buy-
like, what?
You're a dumbass.
Nutty.
That's it.
I will-
Interview's over.
I will show you something rarer than the 3DO after. Okay, I will show you something rarer that I just got.
Hello, Hitomi. How are you doing tonight? How was your day? I apologize.
That's okay. But anyways, the Sega Dreamcast. I bought an in-box brand new Sega Dreamcast with a part of the funds, and then I took out the CD-ROM thing and put in a GDU emulator. I can play any game I want, and it's just quiet and wonderful. I feel awesome.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
don't get me wrong. Gaming collectibles they're great, right? But at the end of the day, when you're doing gaming, you're not doing it because you're playing something rare. You're playing something that brings you joy, brings you happiness,
Oh,
and
definitely.
you love it. But I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something like I promised.
Hitomi
Alright.
still has their Famicom.
Oh, Famicom. Oh, yes.
Fuck yeah.
That's definitely throwing it back too.
What did
100%.
we just grab?
So, recently I purchased something off of a close person to me, okay? This is a Sega Genesis
No.
CDX. Yeah.
Fuck it.
He finds this stuff, man. He finds it.
I paid about $200 for this unit. I got a Sega Genesis arcade stick, 2 controllers,
I quit.
7 or 8 Sega CD games, and about 22 cartridge games.
I quit. I'm walking away, Mike.
Yeah, he finds it, man. I don't know. He finds this shit.
I hunt. I find.
I have it in the glass case. In a glass case.
This is what I have. Everything works perfectly. I've taken it apart. I've cleaned the belts and everything like that. The rubber hasn't even melted on the inside. This thing was gently used. Never believed where I would find it anyways. My boss had it sitting in an old box. I bought it off him. Him and his son used to use it. And he's like, don't want it anymore. You want it? I'm like, sure. Paid him an amount for it. Now I got it.
Damn.
Well, it's one of those things like if it's rare, you're willing to pay whatever it takes to get it if you really want it and it's rare.
I honestly I didn't even pay too much for it. I play Sonicon and everything. I'm making my own Tower of Power. I'm looking for a 32X currently, so if anyone knows where I can get one of those, please let me know. But love it.
And I thought I was, cool having my original top load NES. Hell,
oh yeah,
we friggin'
got everything.
Dude, we broke it. We actually had it out the other day playing fucking Tecmo.
Oh, nice.
Fucking Super Bowl Sunday. Me and my brother were fucking playing Tecmo on it.
That's awesome. I love Tecmo.
Like, we could, for some reason, our copy of Tecmo Super Bowl is MIA, which is pissing us off.
Oh.
Because all the games we have are our original games from, 20, 25 fucking some odd years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, we just have a fucking box of games. I need to tear the living room apart at some point.
Yeah, because you gotta find that shit. Like, you have to find it.
Uh-huh.
Remember, kids, save your games and keep them in good condition because they'll be valuable someday.
But now, if we're talking Super Nintendo, of course, like you said, Super Mario World, but Lost Vikings.
What's that
so many memories.
Would you like to?
Because I don't know that one.
No. You please. You bring it up. Go
no,
ahead.
No. You be my guest, man.
You go ahead. You're literally the guest here.
I was gonna say you're the guest. You speak your knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah,
I am in awe.
Find this stuff.
Now you have to remember. I played that when I was about 7 years old. Okay. So as I remember, you're a bunch of just different people around the screen, and you're just fighting like it's a side-scrolling game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling game, and you got all these enemies coming in. You're supposed to slay them and save a princess. I remember playing with a guy who had a yellow beard, red tunic, horn helms, and I would use a fucking sword to just slash everyone coming my way. And I could never get past the first 2 or 3 levels because I'm terrible at some games.
Well,
side-scrolling games, but
I mean, you basically had one that could attack, one that shielded, and then one that had a high jump. And you basically had to switch between all 3 of them to use each of their abilities to get through each level.
Now you see, that's where I think I didn't get the core concept. Because I'm just playing as one guy.
Also, we got Hitomi talking about Little Nemo. Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
I love how this went from talking about him and his graphic designing and such.
Oh yeah, I knew he would have like lots of stuff for us because
I
he's a fountain of
mean,
geeky knowledge.
yeah, I have a wealth of things, but usually when you're
I've
talking to
asked one
people about
question, Dev.
yeah,
True.
when you're talking to people about what they're interested in, like I'm
Yeah.
happy to share so much about myself. Oh, another interesting thing.
Never released
This
in America.
this actually doubles as a Walkman, and it's not a
Yup.
very good
What?
Walkman.
It's not
Yeah.
a very good Walkman,
But-
from what I've
No.
heard.
No, not a very good Walkman.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, you
For the
you
time,
take
that'd
you-
be really cool.
yeah you take some batteries, put in the back, put in the CD, and it works like a Walkman, stereo Walkman. But decoders
Okay.
have upgraded so much that anything put in there isn't really that great anymore. I've tried.
Yeah.
I have a surround sound system at home, and it still sounds terrible.
Excite Bike Mario Battle Stadium, never released in America.
I
Ooh.
don't think I've played that, although avid fan of Excitebike on Nintendo.
Oh, for sure.
That one is just like classic. It's in everyone's library.
Yup. Like,
Okay,
I could literally go post a... I might have to post a picture of my freaking games later.
Please.
So
How about
so
oh,
Jeff, what is your favorite genre in general, or do you just like whatever you like? That's it. Like I'm gonna go play it.
Well, it's.
Or is
see,
that
you
too
say
general
what's
for
your
you?
what's your favorite genre? I play a whole bunch of different genres. Like I have turn-based RPGs I enjoy. I have like just action adventure I enjoy. I have like horror
Yeah.
I enjoy. Like
Okay.
just pure horror, so I can
So
poop myself.
what's your favorite? What's one game that's your favorite no matter what? Like you're always gonna play it.
Devil May Cry. I mean, you mentioned that earlier.
I-
Resident Evil.
I mean,
Those are. But if we're
you
talking
literally
like
talked about it, Mike.
Samurai or Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Which Resident Evil though? Which Resident Evil?
Okay, so I enjoy the classic tank controls. I
Okay.
am super guilty of that. Recently, no, not recent. Anyways, I enjoy Resident Evil 3. Not the new one. The new one's garbage.
Yeah,
But
I-
the original
I like
one.
OG3 too, actually.
Two things that I have achieved in Resident Evil. I managed to get my hands on my own copy of a big box Resident Evil 1, and then my copy of the N64 one for Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 for the N64, I got autographed by the voice of Claire Redfield.
Fuck
Yes,
hey.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
I have proof too if you want to see, but absolutely. Those are like two biggest things I've ever done in Resident Evil, but I fucking love number 3. Favorite.
A
So of all the things
3,000
you've
game.
collected,
Mm.
yeah. So like of all the things you've collected, what's your favorite or the thing you're most proud of getting?
Do you want me to show what the one I'm most proud of getting?
I mean, sure,
Sure.
if you can.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I feel like I know what it is because you showed me all this stuff before and it's incredible.
Hey, Mike,
What's up?
we don't have a guest for next week, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Do
I talked to Vord,
Oh, Vord's our guest?
one of his friends.
Oh.
No, one of Vord's friends. Vord's our guest.
Well, no,
Let's talk to Vord again.
no.
We could.
Hello. Hitomi is actually going to be doing a talk show through March. And I had thought that maybe if we didn't have a guest next week, we could have...
I don't have anyone booked for the rest of March pretty much except for pretty much that's it.
Well, no, my thought was if we brought her on before March,
Oh.
she could have plugged her
Wait,
thing.
hold on.
Oh, I see.
So-
I see.
Anyways,
So,
welcome back.
This is dustier in hell, you'll have to forgive it, but this is my prized possession right here.
Yes, that's what I thought it was gonna be.
This
Nice.
thing here, they don't make this anymore. Dustier in hell. I'm sorry, you can see it's all coming
I
off,
mean,
but it took me. I heard about it. It was made in 2001 by a company called. I don't even remember. Oh man, I'm an old man now. But it took me so long to find. I paid about $200 for it, and now it's just worth a crazy amount of money. You can't find this anywhere almost.
No way. No you.
And it's like it's full like PVC, base is made out of wood and everything like that. Like that is probably the thing I am most proud of. I love that above all else.
See,
and if anyone broke it, I would murder them.
see, I'm gonna call him out on this for something that he calls his prized possession.
Oh.
It's dusty as hell. What's up with that?
Okay. So because of a lot of the things I have, I don't tend to touch or dust them very often. I'm afraid that I will somehow damage or break them.
Yeah.
It's like how your grandmother or someone you might know might put Royal Daltons in a china cabinet.
I know.
Except
I was
I don't
fucking
have a
with you.
china cabinet.
I was
Oh, I
fucking
know.
with you, bro.
I know, but
'Cause
it's serious.
I have
for me.
stuff too
'Cause
that I'm like, I don't
trust-
want to touch it, but I know I love it.
Because trust me, I look around it. I have this old gas airplane. Okay? You control it by basically attaching it to kite string.
Right.
It's hanging on my wall. I love that fucking thing. And it is dusty as fuck. Because
It's like I love it so much. Why don't I give it the respect
I
it
wanna touch
deserves?
it. I love it so
But
much. I
I'm
don't want to
afraid I'm
touch
gonna
it.
break it.
yeah,
I don't break it.
exactly.
I'm-
Considering how old it is.
I am definitely not a I'm definitely not a careful man. I am a monster. I ruin
I'm a
everything.
Taurus.
Monster.
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, me too. Born in May?
Fuck yeah, May 12th.
Oh, day after me, bro. May the 11th.
Yes.
No way.
I'm not.
Oh,
I
the
will.
same day for a
You know
second,
what?
I'm like, oh shit.
I won't lie. I hate May 11th. I have my reasons.
Okay. That's like once again waggling a plate of cookies in front of me and saying don't eat them. What's your reason? Because I am your hated day incarnate.
It's the day my grandfather passed away.
Oh
That-
yeah, okay,
that-
that makes sense.
I'm sorry for dipping in like
Nope.
bad memories.
You're good, man.
First
Fucking.
it was the diabetes. Now it's your grandfather. I really apologize.
Yeah.
I am not on a good start here.
Dude,
No, it's
Not off
fine.
to a good
It's
you
fine.
haven't had a
It's fine.
chance to get to know me yet, bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alright.
That's the bad part.
I just brought you in.
Like- But yeah, no, I was at I'm a car guy. I love cars. Fucking, I go to this one show every other week, pulls in 2,000 cars every other week. Alright? And I'm at one of my cruise nights, hanging out, having a good time, and I get the phone call. I almost dropped my phone, and I did something I don't ever do, and that was I had to lean on somebody's car to keep from falling.
Oh no.
So luckily, it's one of it was a good friend's car, and like they understood when I told them what was up.
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
My condolences,
Yeah.
buddy.
Luckily, it wasn't some angry old man because that would have been more awkward.
Well, this show I was at, was basically just close group of friends.
Oh,
Like literally, one guy hands me his keys every time he gets there. Is like, get my chair out for me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Or if it starts raining, we're all opening each other's cars to roll the windows up.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to go to a couple of those with my dad too because he loves his cars.
but yeah, so,
I
gee.
can tell by the
I was
magazines,
gonna
right?
say, gee, your dad is into cars. I could not tell.
Yeah, look, you gave it away.
What?
That magazine.
Like
back in the
I
day,
see
man.
the hot rod magazines. I see
He
them.
literally went to Zellers to buy that rack to get to put magazines. in it.
He bought that rack at Sellers?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the one in 5 Points Mall that was closing. He grabbed it from there.
I'm going to take the time to put my statue away because
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
nervous on the.
I was gonna say, you can see him
He's
like.
getting nervous.
I was gonna say you can see him like going into a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's all right.
I would name my hobbies, but they're. Oh my god, it told me. It told me.
I'm learning a lot about this, Hitomi, just by reading the.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm very curious, and we definitely have to have them on now.
Nani. I'll put it.
No?
I.
Okay, alright.
I
I'm bad, I know.
considering the
It's
fact
okay. I am too.
considering the fact I feel like she was teasing me earlier or yesterday.
That makes it more fun for me.
Oh, dude, I'll get her to fucking tease you too.
I mean, that's still that people like me getting teased. Like Gwen would love that.
So, Hitomi, when are you free to do our podcast?
Yeah, I have.
Like, I know you're busy with your show, but if you do,
Ah,
yes,
Jack's over.
I finally saw the picture. We won't talk about the picture.
So Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I guess we'll get back into more of the gaming stuff. Like, is there?
Yes,
If you were
please.
to jump in a world of a video game, which world would you actually love to be a part of? Because
Okay,
obviously there's some games that you like Resident Evil. You wouldn't want to live in that world.
No. I still like. There's a scene in Resident Evil 2 where a licker jumps through an interviewing window in a police room, where they would interview a criminal or
Yes.
something. And I scream like a little girl. So much so, me and my bud Justin are playing it for the first time. The mom brings me in a teddy bear and says, "You need this, Jeff?" I'm like, "Yes, I need that."
So
the
obviously
whole
not that game.
No, I get jumpy. If I could choose a world to live in, that's a tough one.
Because I said for myself something like Stardew, where it's like a bunch of just nice neighbors and stuff, and you get to live on a farm and no care in the world.
You
kind of
know,
place.
he says that, and I just think to myself, so basically, you want to live in your real world
I mean,
because
I already do
you
that, don't
you
I?
basically take care of chickens and animals already,
I already do.
Stardew
including
Valley.
your fucking niece.
I already live Stardew Valley. It's true.
Oh, Mike's View Valley. Jesus. Oh. For me, video game world, I think I would like to try Minecraft, actually. I think living in a blocky world and creating all these things in a very just awkward reality, I think that'd be fun.
I did not expect that answer, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's not really a bad one.
I mean,
I mean,
it's not the worst.
I mean,
once I
unless of course your back is turned and all you hear is.
I know. That'd be
Yeah,
terrible.
that's true.
But I'd like to try that. I mean, I'm autistic enough.
What's the game that you thought you'd like, but you ended up really hating it, or just not liking it as much as you
Oh,
wanted?
there are so many of those.
Is there one
It's
recently?
a lot of the newer Final Fantasy games. Not the newest one,
okay.
but I tried the one prior. I think it was 18 or 19. I thought it was terrible. I'm not a big Final Fantasy game fan to begin with. I like 7, 8, and 9, but it was pretty terrible, honestly. It was you're only one person in a random turn-based kind of thing. You don't even get to choose a character you play as. It's not fun. No,
Yeah.
not for me at least. One game I really hated, apparently, Pokemon Sun.
Apparently, Pokemon Sun, really?
Pokemon Sun was not a fan of Pokemon Sun.
You know what?
That's the one. That's the one with Hawaiian Islands kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of it either.
It was a little
I'm
bit.
not either.
I don't think that Pokemon should have a certain formula. What they're doing with Arceus, I've been a big fan of Arceus. Been playing it
looks
nonstop.
cool.
It is. I
I've
recommend picking it up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun. I've actually got myself almost 30 alphas, and I'm at 6 or 7 shinies at this point.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
not
crazy.
including the ponytail you get in the main story.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, surprisingly, I'm not saying that Pokemon should have a method, but it should always
No.
be somewhat familiar. You should know what you're getting yourself into at least a little bit.
Right.
I felt like that was just too much of a step away for me, anyways. Although I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
see
there's
that.
people who are going to disagree. Although I have to tell you, I don't like what they did with Sun and Moon, and then they brought Sun and Moon like second edition out. I thought that was a little bit of a cheap slap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause like it was too soon. When
It's
when the like I don't know, it was too soon after because they waited for all these years for the other ones to get a remake.
Right.
well, I mean, it's not like what they did with, and I'm bringing this back, like with. Sorry, my mouth is
Fire
just
red and
crapping
leaf
as well.
green.
No, not that. Like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Emerald. You know, that's supposed to be like a new release. It's got some new features. It's a
But it's still
newish story,
essentially the same game.
but it's like
Yeah.
the same game except a little bit tweaked for two things.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's you know.
I bought since I got the machine from you, Jeff. I got the Shining Pearl, and I actually like the remake of that. But I feel
Yeah.
like the diversity of Pokemon is not quite the same level.
No, it's been. You're right. It's been going downhill. Like, oh look, let's make a parrot with a fucking music note on its head.
Well,
Wowee.
no, the full head looks like the music note.
Yeah, it's the
Oh.
full head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, the full head. My bad, but
Or like an ice cream cone or a chandelier. I think those are kind of like weird. A little
I
too
suppose
weird.
it speaks to it speaks to the method. Like you can only do one thing for so long. Like eventually things are gonna get a
Yeah.
bit stale.
Like
I
Simpsons
feel that-
doing 30 seasons. Like,
Yeah.
After a while, it's no.
I feel that Arceus, like that's a new twist. Like telling the past story, the Great Pokemon War, and everything like that. That's the kind of twist we need. Like just change the variant in species, maybe. Although I gotta say, some of the species in that game look amazing, but some of them look like poop. I'm not a big
Yeah, like-
fan. Not a big fan of Arcanine.
Oh,
The
really?
that's my
favorite.
Loharian version.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the new one? Oh, yeah.
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 That's why I'm excited for the Arceus.
Like the different variants on certain ones are cool.
Mm.
But there are just certain ones that need to be left alone.
Yeah, there's some shinies that are like, why is it shiny like that at all?
I mean, look at Typhlosion. He looks like a stoner.
Yeah.
Like when they first introduced it with Gyarados doing the red Gyarados was cool.
Oh, the red Gyarados is
He
sick.
was actually pretty cool.
Well,
like
I mean, he
things
was
like
red
that-
because he was angry.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I just thought that color scheme worked really well. But like other things like, let's give Muck a green color, make him look like a giant booger with eyes.
See,
No.
my favorite Pokemon has always been, Ponyta and Rapidash.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Those are good ones.
So, when I saw their, Sun and Moon form, I was like, I actually like it, because it's different without being over the top, personally. But
What?
Yeah.
Knowing that, what about your Sword and Shield? What about the Sword and Shield one? You got Candy Cane or Cotton Candy going on.
I like all the variations of Ponyta and Rapidash. And yes, the cotton candy mane speaks to the fatness.
I love you, and I want to eat you all
It
up.
speaks
It
to the
makes me
fat
wanna
ass.
chew you. I feel like Yeti would love it too, but just because it'd be more like a unicorn Ponyta.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
my god, yeah. Oh my god.
It does look cool though. Honestly, like that's one of those ones I think it actually looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
How has Pokemon influenced your lives?
Honestly,
used
I
to-
gotta say, I was more of a Digimon kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Legit.
I hear that.
Legit.
For me, that was like the only Nintendo game I would play was Pokemon
Like,
for
legit.
years.
Legit. I am sitting here right now, holding my Digivice.
Yeah. Oh,
OG
yeah, yeah.
Digivice
No,
or
I'm saving up for one of those though.
That'd be-
I do have a friend. We do have a friend, Penlock,
Yeah, she does have one.
She is. I call her the Digimon Encyclopedia.
She does know like everything about it. We went on a tangent for a while on
Yep.
her show. I
About
Actually-
the
just
only
sat
thing
back and listened.
about the only thing I know for sure about Digimon is that eventually everything digivolves into Greymon and every end names in Mon. So I'm about halfway
Everything
through of
turns
knowing
into
everyone's
Greymon.
names. Oh yeah, I've played
I
the
mean,
Digimon game on the PS1.
He's really not wrong.
No,
everything.
It's true.
I had
Gwen,
like
thank you for
16
the hydrate.
Greymons.
Mike,
Yo, what's up?
both of you hydrate for Gwen.
Oh yeah, okay.
Give
I
me-
have mine right here.
She is making use of her hydrate emote that I had
She said
made.
she hated it, but suddenly uses it now.
Wait, Gwen, you hate the animated
Well,
hydrate emote?
I think part of it is like she doesn't want to be like, guys, don't use me. It's Gwen's thing. It's okay. She likes it. She thinks it's adorable. She knows it.
Gwen, you are the hydration mod.
Yeah, her thing literally. I think it's her Twitter. It says Hydration Nation.
Yeah, like how can it not? How can I not use Spidey Gwen as my hydrate?
So let's do the inverse then, Jeff. What's a game that you really enjoy? Sorry, yeah, you didn't expect to enjoy, but you ended up really liking it. A game you thought, I got it, but I might not like it, but then you end up really liking it.
Okay, so I
Excuse
really
me.
mentioned this at the beginning. So it's not more of a game I didn't think I would like. It's a game I knew I would like, but not to this degree. So, like I said, Ghost of Tsushima. I don't usually platinum games. I have never platinumed a game on my PS5 in my lifetime. Like, I probably won't. But Ghost of Tsushima spent about 120 hours playing, getting through the main storyline on the hardest mode, and I collected every little thing. I literally went to the point where I filled up the map so it wasn't even light grayish. It was all solid black, so you could see the whole map. I did everything you could. New game plus 2, and I completed the DLC. I had the PS4 version. As soon as I got the PS5 and the PS5 version came out, I upgraded to that version. I have both versions. I fucking love that game. I swear to God by it. It is fan-fucking-tastic. The next one that hit me, mutual friend of mine and Ryan's, or mine and Mike's, name's
Yeah.
Ryan. Well, at least for a while anyways. He lent me the new Spider-Man. I was a big fan of Spider-Man when I was a kid. Okay?
Oh yeah, we both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fell off the bandwagon for a bit. And I'm like, okay, he's okay, blah, blah, blah. Watch the new Spider-Man movie. I enjoy Tom Holland. He's great. Great middle ground.
Definitely.
Love Andrew Garfield.
Definitely.
Love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Best Spider-Man. Love Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker. Best
I was
Peter
gonna say.
Parker.
I was gonna
We
say.
said it lots of times on this show, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
They,
He was good
they
Peter
have, like, a great
Parker.
between Tom Holland.
He was good
But
Peter
Tom
Parker
Holland's
at
great
least
at
in the
between
first
both.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had sex, created Tom Holland, and that's the greatest in between I've seen.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
honestly, it really is.
But
Best
honestly,
analogy.
new Spider-Man game. I didn't know this, but it's a remake of one. It's amazing. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was going to be okay because he's like, Jeff, you have to play it. I'm like, but I don't. I got all these games. I'm playing
I
Ghost of
told you that
Tsushima.
too. I'm like, you
And
gotta play this.
He's like,
man.
Jeff, play it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Gave me that and the Miles Morales. Really
Yeah.
enjoying Miles Morales, by the way. Halfway through that, but the new Spider-Man game. Oh my God, the new Spider-Man game. I could cream over that for hours. Love it.
Yeah,
I
it was good. I told you that too. I'm like, this game is
spent-
actually really good.
spent 3 hours swinging through the city alone, doing nothing, just exploring.
Nothing but swinging.
I
Just
mean,
swinging. Just swinging.
I did that in
It is good.
other, Spider-Man games. I would just
I-
pretty much swing around and
Yeah,
complete the small tasks that don't matter.
I think they perfected the swinging more with the Miles Morales game.
Like,
Now that I'm playing the other one.
I forget which one it was, but one of them, actually, it might have been multiple ones. But you had to catch pigeons.
Oh yeah, that was this current one. So
Yeah, that's
I
Miles
haven't
Morales.
played the current one.
Yeah.
There was another one in the past, or maybe I'm thinking of a different brand altogether.
you're actually thinking of the same one. So the current one is a remake of that one. This
Oh,
one actually
okay.
has a mission where you catch pigeons and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not gonna say 100% for sure. You know, like don't take my word on it. This is what I've heard, and I've seen like old movies of it. I'm like, wow, okay, so this must be a remake. It is fantastic. It is a great game. Highly couldn't recommend it enough.
I'm
It's
trying
great on the
Guardians of the
PS4,
Galaxy
better on
tomorrow.
the PS5.
I'm trying
Oh
Guardians
yeah?
of the Galaxy tomorrow. Yeah.
Is it like a new Marvel game that just released?
It came out last year, so it's fairly new still.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm like, it's one of those games where I'm like, it might be okay, but we'll see. But I might end up really liking it, so who knows?
Okay. So here's something interesting.
Sure.
Okay, guys, what's your console? And if not console, if you're a PC guy, what's your build?
I'm
So
pre-built.
what was that again?
What's your console? Okay. But if you're not a console guy, and I'm talking about like, there's a Nintendo Switch, there's Xbox, there's PlayStation, current gen.
Right.
And if you're not a console guy, like none of those are relevant to you because you don't do it all the time, you're more of a PC guy, what's your build? Like, you know, what parts do you use?
Oh, I wouldn't know
Oh
that.
gosh, Hitomi, you would.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of that. I
No.
need you to help me build it. So.
No,
Yeah.
Hitomi prefers the villains.
Honestly,
Oh,
villains,
hold on,
yes.
hold on,
Villains,
hold on.
especially...
I've gotta make this joke now.
Okay, go
Hitomi,
ahead.
Hitomi, does that mean you like me because I'm the villain?
You are the demon overlord.
Only half demon, thank you very much.
Oh
Like,
my
okay,
goodness.
if you compare villains to certain things, like, Batman has the best villains.
Truth. But as far as what you asked, I've got a Switch, I've got Xbox One, I've got my PC that I bought for under $1,000 out of money that I got from insurance for my car when it got totaled. And this is after my laptop that was in 4 different pieces decided to start smoking one day.
That's a dirty habit.
I literally said, you know, laptop, that's a really bad thing you're doing right there.
Do you have to do it in the house? Can't you do it outside?
And then, you know, and of course, knee-jerk reaction was to just unplug it, because at that point the laptop did not hold a charge. So I unplugged it, and when I plugged it back in, it started smoking again. I'm like, well, I'm fucked. Because I had literally, I had literally just started streaming and whatnot. So.
Oh, and then you thought everything was over already?
Pretty much.
Oh.
And then my car got totaled, and I was like, hey, look.
Oh man, well, it rains of pores, eh?
Yeah. So.
Oh man, that's terrible.
I hate when that happens. Like,
yeah. So, ended up, my buddy, one of my mods, and my brother-in-law, you know, helped me find a PC that was, I think, was just under $1,000. I dipped into the car money. Still had money to buy my truck. I'm good. Like, I don't buy new cars. I'm rocking a frickin' 2006 Ford Ranger. No power.
that was my
No power windows. No locks.
nice.
Like,
My first car was a '96 Ford Ranger. Jeff remembers that.
Oh
Mike,
my god, the bumps I felt.
ask me how many miles are on my Ranger.
Oh, probably a shit ton, because mine had a lot.
About 350.
Mine literally just turned 212,000.
Holy shit.
Those things shouldn't go that far.
Hey, you take care of your vehicles and they go good.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. I didn't start driving until I moved out of the city, because I had no intentions of ever driving.
My first car. Man, the day I saw it in the lot, it was a sunny day.
He told me this would
The
do.
clouds weren't overcast.
Oh my god.
The sky
Jeff.
was pure blue, and the grass was windswept.
Oh, I know what car
I
it is,
entered the
too.
used car lot, and there I saw it. The Carship Enterprise. A 2005 tricked out Pontiac Grand Am GT. Two-door coupe.
I like how he said it was
Okay,
the Enterprise.
Hitomi.
V6.
Ooh, V6.
V6. I took that bitch. I inserted the key and I drove her off the lot. Straight to the 401, put the pedal to the metal, and boy, did I get pulled over for a ticket real fast.
Oh my
And
God,
ever since then,
Sleepy.
he's driven like a grandma.
Also, Hitomi just answered your
That's true,
question.
Sleepy. 100%.
Hitomi just commented about, I have an 8,000 custom-made laptop with light-up keys, and it says "Good morning, Hitomi," and "Good night" when I turn it on and off.
That's kind of cool, actually.
She
That is-
paid $8,000 for a custom laptop?
I'm assuming.
Shit.
I'm assuming that's what she meant.
Or is it like 8000 series? Oh, it could be like an Intel 8000 series i7 or something.
Oh, probably, yeah. That's
It's probably like an 8750H.
I don't know, but Hitomi's listening, and she will probably answer.
Absolutely. Let us know whenever you can, Atomi. I look forward to hearing from you.
And yes, Sleepy, that is a very true fact.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
2K for my entire setup. You're fine, Hitomi.
No, it's okay. We just misread it. That's fine.
We were just curious whether it's how much it cost, or if that was it cost over 8,000. Damn.
Damn, that is a hell of a laptop.
See, I could never bring myself to spend that much on anything.
I have a computer that I spent over $4,700 on. It includes a 6950X, an Asus A2 motherboard. That's an Asus X99 A2 motherboard. It has about 64 gigs of RAM, and I can populate 8 slots, which I only have 4 slots populated. I have a MSI 3070 Supreme X non-LHR, so it's a mining machine. And let me tell you, it's hooked up to a 120 Hz 4K Samsung TV, and it does a hell of a job. I game the shit out of that, and then I hook up my VR headset, and I don't know where I am until I take it off. And I realize I am in weird positions on my couch. Very weird positions. Fantasize how you'd like.
Nope. I'm good.
I'm-
You don't need to fantasize that at all. I'm good.
Anyways,
We were just like, yep.
I don't even.
Okay.
I want
Mike,
to see where it went. I'm sorry.
Let's launch off that and go into this question then. What's your video game crush, Jeff? What's a character you're always like, oh man, I love that person.
Devil May Cry.
Character. He loves Dante. He wants to sleep with Dante.
No.
Totally.
I gotta look around the corner here.
You gotta make sure the girlfriend's lurking.
You know what? Honestly, because of how similar it is, Bayonetta.
We
Fucking
get that a
Bayonetta.
lot actually.
She
It's-
Yeah.
She is good. She is good though.
Bayonetta.
I've
The
never
hair
really
thing.
been into that. I've never really been into that kind of thing. But like honestly, recently, I kind of like Chloe Frazier from Uncharted.
Nice.
That's only because you're playing the game currently.
Mhm.
Well, that and like I kind of like the idea of her being a bad girl, but the blonde chick's also really fucking annoying. So when she comes on the screen, I'm like, oh, thank God, someone with more sense.
Mm.
Because Elena is just so freaking annoying in comparison to Chloe. And I'm like, can't you guys just all get along? The last time I'm like, can't we just be all together, the three of us? If we're gonna go down this path. Because I really don't want to lead it by myself. But I really like Chloe Frazier, the character. I do like the MJ. I do like the MJ for the new Spider-Man games too, though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just do.
The MJ is actually really well done in that game, I find.
I think so too. Honestly, just the character itself is also really good. But
I
otherwise, I'm not really a big fan. I don't really see characters like that on video games as often myself.
I mean, for me, my taste constantly changing. Probably because of the ADD. I can't stay focused on one thing.
What are you into right now, Dev?
We're gonna keep that redacted.
Right? Why not?
TOS.
Oh. Okay.
We'll keep
I
that.
didn't think it was that bad.
I was gonna say we'll keep that redacted.
Okay.
Honestly, I
It's
just
probably like,
no.
you're
Honestly,
probably Master Chief or something
honestly,
weird.
no. Honestly, I just can't really. I don't
Oh,
actually
okay.
have one currently.
Oh, okay.
Not like I said. Just I don't have one currently, just because I've got other things going through my brain.
Let's try the other way then. What's a character in a game that you cannot fucking stand? Even if it's a game you like, but there's not one character you're like, go away. I don't want you here.
You know what?
Okay.
Hold on.
any-
I have the universal answer to that
Okay,
question,
Dev.
regardless of what you're playing or who you think it is. And I'm taking us back to old school N64.
Oh no. Oh no.
I feel like he knows it already. Hey, listen. Navi.
Good one.
He literally is just like, fuck you, Dev. Fuck you.
That's a good one.
Hey!
Hey, listen.
Oh my god. No.
Uh,
No. That is the worst character in general.
That's good.
Like
Let's
I
find
said,
some other ideas.
like I said, I have the ultimate response.
I mean, why? Why?
Why did they do
okay.
that to us?
That was a hard one to top. Man.
I mean, okay, I like every other character better than Navi. Everyone. And I mean, that's not even a fair answer. That's not fair. Okay, so for me, sorry, I'm remembering bad times with Navi. For me, most annoying character I didn't like, shit. You ever play Devil May Cry 3, anyone?
Yep.
You remember the clown guy?
Oh God.
There was this one clown guy, and he was ridiculous, over the top. The character concept was cool. It was like something out of an opera. Had a purple suit, had the whole like Harley Quinn things hanging off his head, and he would dance on a moon, scream, dance around, and slap his ass and go and just disappear after you killed him,
What?
right? So you kill him about 3 times, and the problem is there's a main villain, right? And you know, you're going through him, you think he's so stoic, and you think he's great. He works alongside Virgil, Dante's brother, and you think he's good and stoic, and you know, obviously a little crazy. He's a human trying to convert himself into a demon using the power of Sparta. But you figure out he's that annoying villain, and then you sit down, you're like, why? Why is this? Does this have to be? Can't this just be annoying and go away when I kill it? But
That's true.
Yuri-
Can I just kill you and leave it alone?
Yuri says
Yeah.
the jester.
yeah,
Is that?
exactly.
I was gonna say.
It is the jester.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Okay, so for me, this is an old school one, but I've always hated this character. The owl from King's Quest V.
I've played King's Quest, but I haven't played King's Quest 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you look up the owl, it's so fucking annoying. It's the most useless character in the game. You don't fucking need him. And every time you go to a scene, oh, King Graham, I can't come help you. Oh, like fuck off then. I don't need you here if you can't do anything.
He looks like an asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's Cedric the Owl. He is literally the worst character I've ever seen, especially like Sierra games. I cannot stand it. I don't know why that's a main character. If you're gonna have a talking animal, why that talking animal? Why is he the dumbest owl too? Like ever? Ugh. That's the
Not
one
bad.
character I'm like, fuck that owl. And then I watched the let's play of have a guy named Paul Dugan play that game, and he had the same thought as I did. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this fucking owl. I don't even care. Harpies can keep him. I don't want him. And then he was like, I have to go back. I'm gonna need him. He's gonna be the one element I need at the end of the game. Because in those games, if you forget one thing and you don't save, game over. You're fucked.
You're
You have to
kidding
go
me.
back. You gotta do the whole game all over again. King's Quest. The Air games were relentless for that. If you missed a one puzzle, you missed one thing for a puzzle later in the game, you're fucked. That's it.
That sounds like just overkill.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, those were really hard puzzle games. If you, for example, if you didn't buy the pie in the village, you can't beat the Yeti in the later
Oh.
game.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to do something. I found a funny picture of the owl, and I wanted to see if I could switch my OBS camera. Let me get my OBS running, and I want to see if this is who you mean.
But Sleepy says Hera and God of War
this one,
3.
This one right here, right?
I don't see it.
I was gonna say, don't say it. Your best. I was gonna say.
There we go.
Oh.
There we are. Sorry, that's a little bit confusing, but
Ooh,
is
Inception.
it this one right
Yes.
here?
That fucking owl. Fuck
Oh
that
my God.
owl. Oh, it's a poisonous snake.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I'll switch back.
Hair from God of War 3 is a good one though. That is also. There's a lot of really good ones. You're like, I like the game, but that one character, fuck that character, a lot.
Jeez.
It ruins because like, it takes the game out of being like your top 5 favorite if one character is the worst.
I haven't played the new God of War.
The new one,
new
they're
one.
pretty good. I do like the new ones. They're pretty good.
Like, how's the quality? Is it still standing up to what it was?
Oh yeah, it's like putting the old ones back in pretty much, except like he's got his kid with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new
Yeah.
Viking twist, and I'm like, have anyone noticed that Norse mythology is making a big comeback in a lot of games?
Yes.
Yeah, because Valhalla was a huge too.
I was gonna say.
Oh.
I was just about to say. You're talking about. You just brought that up, and I was gonna say, how do you feel about Valhalla? Since you're a big Assassin's Creed.
So Valhalla, yeah, I'm pretty backlogged on Assassin's Creed. So what happened was when I got to Syndicate, I kind of stopped and paused. I got Origins and I played a little bit of Origins, and then what stopped me was new Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition came out, and then almost a couple years later, Devil May Cry 5 came out, and then other backlog games like just Ghost of Tsushima, which I played longer than I'd like to admit, a lot longer. And then I got into games like Hell's Blade, Sinnoh Sacrifice. I was really, really into that. Tried the VR version. It was all right, but I preferred the just regular PC version, which is why I got my laptop. It was fun, but I had a chance to sit down and really play Valhalla recently, and first of all, the HDR system sucks ass on PS5. You go and you play HDR on the PS5 and you put it on, and then what ends up happening is, because my TV the way it is, it plays on the lowest one, and it gets filtered through the PS5 and gets played on the lowest one too, and it looks all grayed out. But the gameplay itself is fantastic, but it gets rather repetitive after a while. Rather repetitive.
Rather
There are some games
repetitive.
I'm like, there are some games I'm like, I really like it, but it gets too repetitive, and I just can't do it anymore.
I mean, Origins itself, that was a humongous map. You can fight some of the gods, which was cool, but
Yeah.
that thing was gargantuan. And collecting everything and trying to platinum that one, like I wanted to really try to go for that one. Oh man, like you might as well just stick a knife in your eyes.
I found the next one after that, and I don't know why it's escaping me. The one with the not Roman,
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah. I found that one's actually kind of bigger because you're literally traveling through the entire war of the Greek and Romans. And like every single island is available, and you have to go to every single island at some point. I was like, oh my god, this is so huge, but it's still really good. And I didn't find it as repetitive as Origins, which was good. But I have Valhalla and have not opened the seal yet. Like the plastic's still on it. So
Crack the seal. It's worth your time, but
It
I
is.
don't think if you're holding it to a high standard or the Assassin's
No,
Creed
no,
standard is going to be like,
no. Like
yeah.
I've lost like complete faith of it being like top tier Assassin's Creed a long time ago. So I'm impressed of anything that is progressive.
See,
in those games.
when it comes to me, I when I get new games, I look at them as their own standalone thing. Just so I don't have any type of expectation.
Yeah, I kind of tried. For the most part, I do try to do that, especially with Assassin's Creed, because now that they have a different series of games, they are kind of their own thing.
Bunga the Nut from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh my goodness,
Oh.
yeah. Like that.
All right. On that note, we're done. I'm done. So bye, everyone. End of the show.
We actually are pretty close because Jeff needed to go see some Star Wars movies with his girlfriend, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so new bad idea. I'll push till 11, but new bad idea. My girlfriend, very wonderful, came up to me and said, "Let's watch all the Star Wars movies." So I'm thinking, are we gonna watch these in order, or? Yeah, let's watch. We're not gonna watch all of them. That would be a bad idea. But it's like, let's watch all of them. I'm like, okay, what order are we gonna watch them in? So I'm looking. I'm like, she specifically not requested not to see the Clone Wars, so I'm gonna find a YouTube video that kind of summarizes everything in about 40 minutes. But that's a missed opportunity in my opinion.
And when you're doing the original 3, like the prequels, you gotta put. Or sorry, yeah, when you're after the original 3, you gotta get Rogue One in there too, because it counts.
Yeah, I know.
Rogue One's a really good prequel movie.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, then go from there.
Yeah, I would say it's probably honestly Sleepy. Yeah, because then you get the good movies first.
Honestly, I'm gonna start with the bad movies and kind of try to work my way up and down like a bell curve. But
you might get her hating it though at that point.
You gotta get, like I've always said, you gotta get rid of the hard work in the first place. Like the first one is like, it's okay, but it's not good. Like the Phantom Menace, like I'm gonna be in a bad mood tomorrow because I'm watching Jar Jar, but it's like after that it gets progressively better. I'd say progressively, and then
That's how I feel when I'm doing the MCU universe. I'm like, there's some that are really bad in there, but I'm like, I just want to go through the storyline and do it.
Yeah.
But some of them are really bad. Like Iron Man 3 was bad.
Iron Man 3 doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Because they nerfed Iron Man's best villain. They just nerfed it into oblivion because the name was racist. I'm like, why just change the character's name? I think.
So I'm gonna tell you something. I saw something on Disney, 13-minute spoofs in, I think it was a What If series or something that, takes place. So anyways, warning to people who don't want to see, spoilers, give it about 3 or 4 minutes. But it's a 13-minute flick that consists of the Mandarin, okay, the main villain that we saw in there, in jail as an actor, right? Saying that he was paid to be the Mandarin. He wasn't actually the Mandarin. So I have faith that they might revise it to a better setting.
I mean, the only way they can do that is the alternate universe thing now that Spider-Man opened up, because Robert Downey Jr. is done with it. So you'd have to hire maybe a younger or older Iron Man to do it. I don't know how that would work.
It's interesting because the way I thought they were going was when Iron Man knew Peter Parker, of course, in one of the comics, he took him under his wing, and then Iron Man eventually dies, and Stark Industries eventually becomes Parker Industries. And that's the direction I thought he was going, because taking Peter Parker under his wing is like, fits hand in hand. But since I've seen
no money.
But since I've seen the new Spider-Man, once again, spoiler alert, people plug your ears, go blah 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 blah. Since I've seen the new one, like, everyone kind of forgets who Peter Parker is.
And like it opens up to that multiverse thing, which it leads to the next Doctor Strange movie too.
Exactly. So. I'm super excited. May 6th. Gonna go see that.
Yeah, you want to do that together? That'd be good.
Well, I did promise Stephanie, so if you're willing to go on a double date, or you want to take more people, I'm happy
Yeah,
with that.
I can ask Katie.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mike's kind of breathing in and out hard because he's not too sure if he wants that to happen.
I mean, you met her before. It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
So that's honestly pretty much all the questions I had today because I planned it out so that Jeff could go watch his movies. But if anyone has any questions before we go, that'd be good. That'd be fine too.
Absolutely. And I can actually, after all the questions are through, I'll end today with another story about Mike.
Oh
boy.
You know what? Let's just do that while we're waiting for a question then.
Okay.
There's one. Let's just do that.
So I have a lot of fun stories about Mike. Okay. But okay, so we have a mutual friend, or had a mutual friend named Eric. Okay, mutual person we know. So what happened was we were at one of his bonfires. Now during Eric's bonfires, this is when he used to live in the country. He brought bales and bales of hay out. One of my favorite pastimes is I would take the bales of hay, and I didn't know they were $1,000 per bale, so I did a terrible thing. I would take the bales of hay and I would throw them into the fire, and the fire, no joke, one time got 10 feet high. So I must have burnt like $5,000 making a humongous fire. So we're doing this thing called fire hopping. Okay, and this is something I invented because I am reckless and stupid. Reckless and
Especially
stupid
when
people
we were
do
16, 17 years old.
Well, yeah.
And
So
drinking.
I go and I jump over the fire, and I jump over to, and one time I jump in Mike, and Mike gets, well, don't jump in Mike. That's a bad habit. Okay, if you jump in Mike, be very careful. Be gentle. Stroke his hair nicely.
And I was fatter then, so imagine like a 330-pound me jumping over a fire.
But I jumped over Mike, and some of the sparks got at him. Okay, so he was complaining. Like I understand there's a point where you say, Jeff, don't do that. This is a bad idea. You hurt me, ow. But Mike was complaining like a snooty little bitch. Word for word. He went on for about an hour.
I was drinking.
He was drinking pretty bad. But here's the fun part. So I sat and I listened, okay? Next morning, Eric forced us to sleep in a tent. Next morning we wake up, and this is like karma at its finest. Mike's side of the tent flooded and got all wet, but because I was sleeping more uphill, all the water that was supposed to soak my sleeping bag went down and wet Mike's sleeping bag too. Oh boy, what a good night.
You know what's funny? He never learned how to put a tent up properly.
I still don't know how to put up a tent.
I mean,
no, it wasn't even us. It was Eric that put it up for us.
Oh my god, yeah. It was
Eric and Sean, but Sean already had like a case of beer in him. So he didn't give a shit. So he just put it on an angle.
Oh shit. Oh man. But anyways,
But my fat ass was worried that I was gonna roll over and hurt Jeff because we're on a hill. I don't know why that was a logic I had at the time. So I was like, I'll take the lower end of it, and then it ended up flooding, and we had no idea it would flood. I don't know. Was it even raining?
It was raining pretty hard by the end of the night. Like, it wasn't raining during the night, during the party, but when it was like early morning, we got the early morning dew and early morning showers.
Yeah.
Oh, I see we have a question from Nightbot. Like, what are you seeing? Feeling generous? I don't understand.
From Nightbot.
Jesus.
Feeling generous? Donate to my OnlyFans. No.
Oh my god.
Jeez. I'm sorry, Nightbot. I will not be donating to your OnlyFans. I'm working full force with Mike's OnlyFans and his feet. We're doing a pudding pie next week.
No.
Be sure to tune in.
If you're feeling generous, you don't have to. You're not obligated to, but please donate to Devlin because he appreciates it, and he will put more and more into his channel, I'm sure too, because he enjoys giving you guys good quality stuff.
Absolutely, Devlin brings great quality content.
In terms of Jeff, he doesn't stream, but he is in the Yeti Games Discord. So if you know Devlin and I from there, you could talk to him from time to time through there. Anything nerdy, Jeff probably knows about it some way.
You know what? I'll make this promise. If you make enough noise or you bother these guys enough, I will be happy to join their podcast more often, or even make a podcast of my own. and I don't know what it'll be about, but I can definitely shoot the shit.
I feel like doing one about hardware could be interesting for a really niche market.
Absolutely. Anyways, this is about all the time that I have, but you guys
Yes.
have a fantastic night, and it's been amazing seeing you.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
and
about
Dev
out.
and I-
I was gonna say we're about out done with it, anyways.
yeah. Dev, you can wrap us up if you'd like. Then.
So, I mean, obviously, thank you for being on the show.
No worries.
Yes, thank you, man. We'll definitely have you on again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
Anytime.
Definitely. Well, maybe not anytime, but at some point.
Anytime, bathroom time, nighttime, all around the time, going down the bus, down the train, up the well.
All right,
every
Dev,
time.
end the show.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cut his mic and whatnot. Click. Yep.
Take care of your statue. Tommy said.
Yes. Hitomi says, take care of your statue. Buy a case.
It's in yeah. Yes, I should.
I mean,
3D print.
I was gonna say, buy some fucking
mean-
buy some plexiglass, 3D print a case, and do that. Fuck.
I'm not printing a case for that. Thing deserves a glass case. Get a nice case.
You haven't
Okay,
haven't
do
got.
it.
I was gonna say.
You've had over 10 years to do it.
I was
You
gonna
haven't done
say then fucking do it already.
And I've had that thing for longer than I've known you, Mike.
Okay, which means you
That
should
makes
have
it
a
worse,
fucking
Jeff.
case for it by now. Shit.
Fuck.
That makes
You
it
just
worse.
you just screwed yourself.
I
was
I
giving
have
you
screwed
way more
myself
benefit-
many times. It's always a good experience.
All right. So we should probably rate. We can rate out if you guys want.
I am actually just sent Hitomi a message about possibly giving us a target since usually our guest, usually I ask our guest, but since our
But
guest
our guest
doesn't
isn't a
fucking
streamer.
Twitch, because he's a loser.
He might appear on some of the stuff through mod
But
channels or whatever.
I am hoping that Hitomi can give us a good target.
That was a little mean, Dev. I thought we were cool.
You'll get used to it.
I thought we were cool,
You'll
bro.
get used to it.
I thought we were.
Yeah, you-
I thought when you said you liked my little nips, that it was a special moment between me and you.
No.
not?
You misunderstood what I said about your nips.
You said nice nips, and I'm like, thank you, sir.
No,
No, I was
he
talking to
wasn't
Mike.
He was as an Italian, he appreciates pepperoni. Is all he's saying.
Oh my
Mm.
god.
Oh, Mike's a whole pepperoni pizza. Believe you me.
I've had too many pepperoni pizzas.
I'm so done. I am so done.
I'm glad this turned around on you. Have a great
Tommy,
day.
do you have any? If not, we can just go to anyone.
No, she messaged me back and my brain just melted with you two. Oh my fucking god.
Can you imagine Yeti with us too?
You want to play games? You want to tell me things? You want to say I'm a loser? We'll turn this car around there, bud. We'll turn this car around.
Yeah, calm down, man.
Hey,
I'm
Hey.
kidding.
hey, sassy bitch.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten me going yet.
Oh.
Mm.
We'll get going.
Can we
Turn
just
the
get
key.
to the
I'll
top?
turn your crank, and I'll make you feel special. Okay? Make you feel real special.
Sorry, I don't like redheads.
That's okay.
Oh.
Don't have to be red. Only for a night.
Plus, your beard is
Hey,
nice,
Thank you.
but it's
Thank you
not.
for everyone that came in tonight. Tommy, Sleepy, everyone that came in. Jeff for being on. Yeah.
So yeah, we are going to be rating out to fucking Cake Pop Cyclone. I think that's how you say their name.
Okay.
I am actually attempting to find their stream now so that I can be in there when we do the raid. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. It is always appreciated. Hitomi, definitely want to thank you for adding to the conversation and such.
Next week we have Vord is hopefully going to be back on with his friend, another streamer by the name of Mr. Chitifa or Chitofa, I believe. I'll have to ask them what that is, but they're also a streamer. They are English. They're English-speaking Costa Rican, like Vord. So we have another little different take, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Sounds absolutely interesting.
It should be.
Yeah. With
Looks
Vord,
like-
I don't doubt it.
Oh, it looks like they're playing Valorant right now, so that's always a fun game to watch. So I will not
Oh yeah,
be.
the 20th of March. Make sure you check out Dev on his channel for his VTuber debut. It's
Yep.
supposed to be really cool. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna hopefully be on for at least a few hours of that with him, at least in the chat.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool.
I know I'll be watching.
Good.
Good.
Absolutely.
Maybe you
The
can
first time
actually.
he's actually watch Twitch.
I was gonna say, drop some
No.
money, drop a sub,
Drop some money.
because I'm gonna have some fun sub goals.
Great.
Actually, Penlock is actually sending me Birdie Bots every flavor beans. And for
wow.
every 1,000 bits or 5 gift subs or regular subs, I'm going to be eating 2 to 3 of them.
Nice. And on the 27th, on this podcast, we're gonna have a WrestleMania preview show. So it'll be myself, Devlin, Gaming Golem, Yeti, and Zod.
Yep.
We'll have a panel for that. We'll talk about it. So if
Talk
you're big
about the
wrestling- if any of
matches,
you are wrestling nerds,
where we think the matches are gonna go, the storylines, and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
So if you're a wrestling nerd, come on by. And we'll have more guests coming hopefully in March. I still have to get Space Captain Space to reschedule with us. He's still down for that. I really want him on because
I mean, Sleepy.
who gets to talk to game developers, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Sleepy, obviously, if you do that, I will appreciate it, but it's not a necessary thing. But, anyways,
And Jeff, you can go ahead and sign up if you want. Dev's just gonna raid out now.
yeah, this,
You gotta
I
go.
was gonna say, this is pretty much... Okay, that's fine, Sleepy. Anyways, stay around for the raid. Go show Cake some love, support. I know that I am supposed to be streaming Wednesday night and Thursday night.
Okay.
Wednesday I'm going to be doing Sea of Thieves with Penlock and Gaming Devil. We might get a fourth, I'm not sure. And then Thursday night, me and Pen are going to be doing some Digimon Online.
Oh, nice.
So, till then, stay happy, stay healthy. If you can, stay high. And always remember, no matter how cool you think you are, you're not cool enough to look down on anyone else ever.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night, and we are gonna go raid. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later. Have fun.